And Jalen Wettengale here for the first time this year. We'll start to the outside of the dash, Dawson Finnewald. The second-year driver earning the right to start P1. Starting grid shapes up like this. Dawson Finnewald to the inside of Jalen Wettengale on the front row. William Gardner and Christopher Sawyer starting side by side in row 2. Richland, Missouri's James Ellis starts in 5th with Mason Beck on his outside. Row 4 has James McMillan, Butch Bailey on his right-hand side out of Novelty, Missouri. Appleton City's Blake Bolton starting in 9th. Zach Zeigen outside of him. Blaine McMillan and Jet Stovall in row 6. Alan Letuhan, Greg Test, and William Gillette. That will round out the 15 cars that made their way here. Only 14 able to answer the call. The one that does not is William Gillette. We have seen one Finnewald in victory lane tonight already. That was Johnny. Dawson was down there with him, helped him get the window net down. And now maybe Dawson will let Dad return the favor if he makes his way to victory lane in the 22. One more circuit before we let the stock cars loose for our final race of the evening. Dawson Finnewald gets to lead him to the green with Jalen Wettengale on his outside through turns 3 and 4. Green flag flies. We're back underway for our final time at the Diamond Dirt Tracks. And Dawson Finnewald makes contact with Wettengale, gets turned the wrong direction. Greg Test comes plowing into him, and Dawson Finnewald brings out the Midwest Sheet Metal caution. Your point leader, Mason Beck, starting now outside row number 2. Green up and hammer down for William Garner. Mason Beck around the outside up to second. James Ellis scoots up to third, and now McMillan to the inside of Sawyer. He's up to fourth. Blake Bolton off the track, and he is back to the pits. William Gardner now leading the first 4 laps. Gaps Mason Beck by 1.2 seconds, another 1.6 back to McMillan. Jalen Wettengale, who went back to the pit area. We see him over in turn number 2, wanting to get back on the track, but it's all going to be for naught now. Zach Zeigen gets around Jet Stovall. Again, Jet, the son of Jesse. Second time he has come here in a stock car after running a Legend throughout the early portion of the year and picking up 4 wins, including one in his most recent race as Test sideways in turn 4. He's able to stay on the loud pedal. It happens right in front of the lead lap cars, and the Midwest Sheet Metal caution will have to come out as William Garner was still heavy on the gas through 3 and 4. And whenever your lead lap cars are bearing down on a car stopped on the track, got to throw the caution. William Garner now has led 9 laps after inheriting the lead. And Jalen Wettengale will come out. He's just going to be 9 laps down now. So since there's 9 laps, if like the next caution comes within a lap and a couple cars get wiped out, he could actually improve a couple spots, logistically speaking. So William Garner, front row all to his own. Mason Beck chooses to go to the inside. Christopher Sawyer gets shuffled to the outside. And with 11 laps remaining, William Garner down on the loud pedal first, and we're back at it. Jalen Wettengale, even though he's 9 laps down, he is cruising to the front. I got to be honest, have you ever seen a car make up a lap? He ain't making up 9, but he might make up 1 on his own. With 7 laps to go, William Garner leads by 1.7 seconds over Mason Beck. Another second back to Christopher Sawyer. And Jalen Wettengale. Getting closer to the front. That has been the most entertaining thing of the race to watch in the back half of this event, is watching Jalen Wettengale trying to make a lap up. And James Ellis, who had such a good opening portion of the race, his car starting to fall off pace. Wettengale around McMillan. Again, not a pass for position. Lead for Garner now approaching 3 seconds ahead of Mason Beck. Jet Stovall getting into Greg Test. A lot of contact there at the back of the pack. Keeping an eye on it just because it's ahead of your race leader. One more time around for William Garner. Part of that Lebanon bloodline, the inherited Lebanon native. He won on April 26th. William Garner is going to have to be wide freaking open on this last lap. Mason Beck is going to have a great restart. He's had some killer last lap passes over the years. Can he do it again? Is Christopher Sawyer in the right place, right time? Beck to the inside of Garner. It stays clean through 1 and 2. Garner with a breakaway. Enough gap between he and Mason Beck, and William Garner will get it done for the second time at Lucas Oil Speedway. He won on April 26th, and he wins again. William Garner led every single lap through the event after the top 2 cars wiped themselves out on the opening lap. He inherited the pole, inherited the lead, and never gave it up. Had to hold off for one final lap after the last caution of the evening. Mason Beck got close but was unable to finish it off. And William Garner, third in points. Probably going to move up to second now, as Zach Zeigen was second in points coming in, and Zach only a 6th place finish, so a change amongst the top 2. It'll still be Mason Beck, your current point leader, but now with this win, William Garner will jump up to second in the points.